Hey sippers, I hope you guys are doing well. And yes, I'm here with a story. Because I love y'all. I love my family. And I'm not gonna just leave you guys in the cold. For those who supported me, who's been there with me day one, um, I'm gonna try to get back into it, okay? Anyhow, this story here is from the content creator named Truth for Reality, okay? He wants this story shared. Um, it's of a young lady, MALAYSHIA Hogg, or Malaysia, I believe, Hogg. She was 17 years old. Um, he believes this story has not gotten the awareness that it should have. It has not been talked about as much as it should have. So, therefore, I am going to we're gonna watch it together, okay? I haven't watched it. Um, I started off, and then I said, after he said, share the story on all your platforms, I stopped watching it. So we'll watch it together, okay? And we'll do our feedback then, okay? I don't want to say too much right now because I haven't watched the story. Anyhow, hey y'all, welcome back, welcome back. However, let's get into it.
I decided not to do an intro to this video. I wanted to take this time to ask you guys to do something I never asked, and that's to share this video. This is one of those cases that truly needs more exposure. It's a heartbreaking story about a teenage girl coming out of South Carolina, and it's one of those stories that didn't receive the media attention it deserved. Whenever you're finished watching this video, share it on other social media sites. Help the story spread, because again, it needs all the help it can get. So please, whenever you're done watching this video, share it and help spread the word.
Y'all pay attention to her hat. What it say? Leave me. She probably felt like everyone who loved her the most left her. This is sad.
Handful for her grandfather. But although she was becoming a handful, that didn't stop the love he had for her. He understood what she was going through. Now, fast forward years after the passing of her mother, and she's now 17 years old. The year is now 2024. She would start the New Year's off as usual, celebrating her birthday, but year 17 would be different for her because the year prior, she would find out that she was becoming a mother. She was about to welcome a baby girl into this world, who she was planning to name after her mother. As her due date is drawing closer, she's getting more and more excited. She would often tell her family and friends how good of a mother she would be to her child. February 6, 2024. On this day, Malaysia would leave her grandfather's home en route to her boyfriend's house, who lived in Colony West Apartments, also located in Barnwell, South Carolina. The plan was to go over there and then return home shortly afterward. But Malaysia didn't make it home that night. By February 7th, still no sign of her. Now, Malaysia disappearing for a day or two was nothing new. So in the beginning, there was no cause for panic. But when she didn't show up on the 8th, the family really began to worry. And her aunt would eventually report her missing to the authorities.
The boyfriend, the baby
daddy.
They were
worried, but they were hoping she would turn up soon. She was also due to be induced February 13th. Well, guess what? February 13th shows up, the day she's supposed to have her child. But Malaysia is still missing. Now, I initially stated that she was reported missing by her aunt on February 8th. But the authorities haven't really been searching for her. They were treating this case as if she was a runaway, even though she was pregnant and a teenager. Now that February 13th has come and gone and Malaysia is still missing, on the 14th, the authorities finally decide to escalate the situation. They would put out the first missing persons post, asking for any clues or leads that would lead directly to her whereabouts. But this is days later. But nonetheless, it's put out on January 14th, and it would begin to spread locally. The authorities would decide to interview family and friends and associates of Malaysia. Several of the family members would give the same story. The last time she was ever seen was at her boyfriend's house. But after that, nothing. At this point, they have now talked to her boyfriend, and he as well didn't know where she was. Time would continue to elapse. The 14th would turn into the 15th, and then the 15th to the 16th. And then the 16th would make way for the 17th.
Now this girl was happy to have a baby.
The authorities have no information. They were keeping in contact with her aunt, but her aunt lived out of town. As far as her grandfather and caretaker, they weren't getting any calls from the authorities. At that point in time, her grandfather was in the dark. Now, the authorities had claimed that they had did a canvass of the area and searched thoroughly. But the thing you're about to hear next directly contradicts that story.
How you don't contact her
Sunday,
immediate family
February
that she's 18th, but you contact the aunt that live out of state?
Behind Fuller Park,
this story don't
located
seem right.
in Barnwell, South Carolina. Due to this being an ongoing investigation, the authorities aren't saying how they found the body, but there was one. Behind Fuller Park is a wooded area. And in this wooded area is where they would find the body
Why are they
of
so quiet about it?
17-year-old MALAYSHIA Hogg. But to add insult to injury, the authorities said they searched for her. But she was discovered less than a mile away from her home.
She had everything ready to welcome her new baby girl into the world. Malaysia's aunt says she was looking forward to becoming a mom, but instead of enjoying this time with her new baby, her family is planning funerals for the both of them. Her family and friends made this memorial for Malaysia and her baby. Down below is the ditch, and that's where they say her body was found. So as you can imagine, this family is at a loss of words right now. This is supposed to be a special time in their family, welcoming a new baby into the family. Malaysia's aunt says she was a student at Barnwell High and planned to go back to school after she had the baby because she had plans
she couldn't
to
catch
become
a
a
break.
nurse.
This is now
She
an
lose her
official
father.
homicide investigation.
Then her mother.
But the authorities are still at
And
square
now,
one. They have no
she's
suspects,
gone.
at least none that they're releasing, and no leads. Due to the nature of the case, the authorities aren't releasing anything. Not the autopsy results, and nor any suspects. The only thing the authorities released to the media was that when Malaysia was found, she wasn't found with any bruising or marks. But besides that information, nothing. The authorities wouldn't even tell the family her cause of death. Her own family. Her family would be forced to bury her with no real answers. In fact,
But they
the day they
investigated
buried her,
as
the
a
casket
homicide.
was empty. By the time
How?
her day
Was she
came to
poisoned?
lay
How
her
was
to
she?
rest,
How was she?
the
How?
authorities still hadn't turned over her body. And while the family attempts to grieve, they're still in the dark. Which brings
Why?
me to my next question. Do you believe in coincidences? Because there's a chilling element to this case. On February 6th of 2024, the same day that Malaysia was seen last at the Colony West Apartments, a man went missing there. A man who goes by the name of Michael Steele. He too was last seen at his home in the Colony West Apartments, the same apartment complex that Malaysia's boyfriend resided at. The authorities would release a statement in regards to Michael Steele's case, but the only thing that they would say is that they hadn't found a connection between the two disappearances. But if you ask me, judging by the way that they handled this case, I'm not even sure if they looked into that properly. Because while this could be a mere coincidence, that's kind of a strong one. The case of MALAYSHIA Hogg is still an ongoing investigation, as well
Exactly.
as Michael Steele's. The authorities did release to the media that there is an active reward for any information. The reward you'll receive, a whopping $300. That's it. $300 for the information that leads to an arrest of the unsolved case
That's how.
of MALAYSHIA
$300.
Hogg.
Smart
That's how
woman
much
with
they
a bright
feel she's
future.
worth.
17-year-old Malayshia
Who gonna
Hogg was
tell
found dead in a
for
ditch
$300?
after being reported missing in Barnwell. She was 9 months pregnant. And as they make plans for her funeral, they're also starting their fight for justice. Hallie Turner live with us in the studio with the latest.
Judy Hogg says her 17-year-old niece, Malaysia, had one thing on her mind, the future, one that included being a nurse and a mom. But now both of those things have been ripped from their family.
Every time I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I think of is Malaysia, like, dang, she gone.
Judy Hogg says the loss of her niece brings back a familiar pain.
That just brought back so many memories, and it opened up so many wounds. Losing her was like losing my sister over again. I was living through, and is still living through, her kids.
She says Malaysia was young, outgoing, and full of life.
She was a free spirit. Like, everybody knew Malaysia around here.
She was also expecting a baby girl London just before Valentine's Day.
she was over the top. She was talking about it. She was showing me the sonograms of the baby. We had already had a nickname for the baby. We was gonna call her our little Tink Tink.
But when she didn't show up just before she was set to be induced, things changed.
I was like, where is Malaysia? But then when I talked to my dad, he said that someone had saw her and that she had lost her phone and that she would be home Monday because she knew that I had to take her to the doctor on Tuesday because she was going to be induced on Tuesday. And after she didn't show up Monday, I was like, Dad, something's wrong.
Deputies found Malaysia's body just outside of a park in Barnwell. And as her family picks up the pieces, they were setting their eyes on justice.
We're going to find justice. We're gonna get them. Whoever did it, just know we're going to get you. Make sure you just tell your babies that you love them, because you don't know, you never know.
And I hope they
the last
continue to
time
fight.
that you're gonna.
I'm sorry for you. So sorry for you and your family. Just a baby.
We ain't gonna stop.
Now, her body is being autopsied in Newberry tomorrow, and they're hoping to know more about how she died and why.
And we know that family's dealing with a lot right now. Hallie, thanks for the update there.
Someone, somewhere, knows something. And if you do, that isn't something you should hold on to. Everything about this case is completely heartbreaking. Truly a sad story. Rest in peace, MALAYSHIA Hogg. Thank you for being a light for others. I truly hope you receive the justice that you deserve.
Guys, that's the end of this video. Let's share this video. Let's get some more awareness out here. Let's get this family some justice, okay? There's an ex-officer. Her name is Kimberly Kites. She spent 5 years in law enforcement in South Carolina before she quit. And she quit because of the frustration of how finding missing people of color was no urgency or treated as if invaluable than others because the color of their skin. Simply, they don't care. Kimberly started the Broken Link Foundation, okay, to help families. They have worked on at least 10 investigations. They've helped helped locate 2 runaways. And if you didn't know, Kimberly is white. It doesn't take a color to help out, okay? It's what's in your heart. She often speaks out on racism and the role it plays in the missing people. Now a family friend, Ariel Timms, has reached out to Kimberly's foundation for help with finding Malaysia, okay? They began posting flyers immediately and tried to contact Barnwell City Police Department with no response back. I mean, like, why wouldn't they respond? You know, it seemed like you would be okay with help solving cases. Anyhow, she was found with no visible injuries on her body, but it's investigated as a homicide. Now they refuse to release this teen's body, okay? I don't understand that, okay? The medical examiner does her investigation. She's done with the body. The body should be released to the family so the body can be buried, okay? I don't understand. It's something fishy, something funny, something going on here, okay? Also, they're talking about it's an open investigation. Okay, but why not release that body so she can be buried and continue your investigation? I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Also, the guy, Michael, that's missing. Was he ever found? Did they ever find him? Do they know if he's alive or unalive? Did he have anything to do with her? Although he lives at the same complex her boyfriend lived at? Something don't sit well. Something's not right here, y'all. But let's pray for this family and for whomever harmed her to be revealed. So let's share this story, okay? Truth for Reality wants this story to be shared. And I'm doing my part, and I hope you guys will pick up and do your part, okay? Let's get some attention, more attention on this story. Then maybe some fire get kicked up in the Barnwell City Police Department because they're hiding something, they're doing something. Something's not right. Why aren't you releasing this baby's autopsy to her family or her body? Why is they having memorials and with and services without a body? Why? Why didn't they contact her grandfather that she was staying with and contact an aunt out of state? They spoke to some of her family. Why didn't they speak to the cousins and things that she was immediately in contact with? Something is not right. And then they don't want to turn over information or evidence or nothing. Why is it being investigated as a homicide then? She's found with no injuries. You guys know something. We need to get some more exposure to this story, guys, and get it out there, okay? Y'all help me do that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, it's hottest here in the D, okay? So you might hear my fan in the back, and it's also storming now. You might hear some thundering, okay? God is doing his work, all right? Let's do some work and help this family get some results, all right? You guys have a blessed day, and as I say, don't allow anyone to steal your joy, because I won't.